It's a fine Tuesday morning and a fine place to be on Smooth 98.1 FM. It is time for the Grapevine. Let's get into everything related to entertainment. And let's catch up with all your faves and all your unfavorites also and see what they are up to. If they really sabi, that's the point. This time, probably in Brazil, maybe not coming back with a BBO, but doing business things there and getting more
My
cozier than they do with their own local fans out here. Well, let's make welcome Irabor Okosun. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Omas. So sorry that your crush is in Brazil. Oh. Don't worry, we'll send security to go and help her out.
You mean Ira Star, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Efeture, good morning to you.
morning, Omas. Sabi girl.
Yes,
She
sir.
happy. Oh.
Uh, honestly, I don't know what to say. At this point, Ira Star, she's gone global and she's viral right now. But
Yes, so.
on the heels of that album she's putting out already, and the marketing for the album is really superb.
Yeah.
Can we
Yes,
can we spot the way she's marketing the album?
yes, she is. She is. I mean, skimpy clothes aside, there is
Oh,
strategy to it. Like the the marketing is top notch. I really want to know what their structure is like, how they go about it when they brainstorm. Because nowadays, everybody's asking Afrobeat is global, Afrobeat is this. I believe that there's some, brainstorming towards that, direction. So I'm really, really happy about it. That shows that they are professionals, behind these artists whenever they're making certain moves.
mm-hmm.
All right, let's just get a
Very
listener
correct.
ready. We're going to get
Mm.
tongues wagging today, so let's let them know they can be part of the conversation if they send a WhatsApp message to 0809 4440981 for WhatsApp messages relating to the entertainment story inside the Grapevine. And then you can also reach down to YouTube and catch a glimpse of what's going on right here this morning on youtube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos. So let's begin with the man, Sean Combs, who seemed not to have a comb for his hair this morning with the way it's going dread and not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Hey, voila.
that's
Very
looking at,
calm for him here.
yeah. So PDD eventually, after all the talk back and forth, did he do it or didn't he do it? And probably he didn't get to listen to what the other guy was saying. Burna Boy would say, you would explain. There is evidence. That's what we're looking at. But if it's were
Mm-hmm.
you surprised finally with how it turned out?
Um, surprised, shocked, disgusted by that, by the whole situation. That video was in 2016, but it felt like it was just yesterday. It felt like it happened just yesterday to someone that is a human being. I, I I don't even condone violence when they catch thieves like that. You know, when there's jungle justice, thieves are caught, they begin to beat them, then put a tire. I don't even support that. But this was just utterly disgusting. And he did it in a towel, no less. It was just something else. In my mind, I'm just like, I tried, I was like, can I separate the person that is Diddy from that? I can't separate the two now. I see him only one way, that way where he did it, he literally put down a human being that was trying to get away from him in a bathroom towel. I can't unsee it. And then that excuse my French, I'm not gonna say, but that apology, wherever it is that he decided to make in the name of, after he had outrightly said that people were looking or coming at him because of a payday. Gosh. No, like after that, all hip hop artists, I'm sorry, they literally need to be investigated in one way or the other. I'm sorry, all our millennial, all the people that we have, they need to check them. I can't think of any other thing. I need everybody that has had an allegation whatsoever that has disappeared, that went silent. We need to check all of them because what is wrong with them? He's evil. I will end there. He
All
is
right,
literally evil. That's all. I will end
Irabo, Irabo, your
there.
reaction. So PDD did it. Beat up his former girlfriend Cassandra Casey Ventura, and the evidence glaring. Now, with the reaction coming from his fellow artists, like for example, 50 Cent saying, "Oh, see what the cancellation is getting right now serves him right, or he needs more."
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, seeing that video is just gut-wrenching. Nobody is going to advocate for that type of violence or violence altogether. I mean, we've had wars in the world. People would fight at the end of the day because, two personalities can clash. But I mean, that video, oh my God, nobody wants to be the man in that video or even wants that lady to be their sister or anybody that they know, a friend or even their enemy. But moving on from that, um, I don't think we all want to have the broader conversation about PDD or even the themes or the subject matter of domestic violence, and everything associated with it. Because when you see such videos, everybody just has that initial reaction. I'm like, oh my God, wow, this is crazy. Like, imagine, which is rightly so. But the broader conversation, it's just like when you're talking about single motherhood or single fatherhood or baby mama and the Black community and certain things that are going on in the community, and you're already seeing the results or the conclusions of it, but nobody's looking to the core root. I think those things would make certain things continue. Just like what Ife is saying, that all the millennial rappers from the 2000s and everything, we need to investigate them. I can't even imagine what would have gone on in the camp of Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre or 50 Cent even self, back in the day when you didn't really have social media, you didn't really have any. I mean, you can't even imagine what would have gone on. I don't think anybody is clean in this world per se in any shape or form. But the thing is, it's time for us to now start having the broader conversation, because I was looking into so many things. I was like, there's while you're driving, somebody can just come and hit you if you're on the right side of the road. So there's some danger where you actually drive your car to a place where you know that there is danger there, then danger catches up to you. So there's so many things that we as human beings need to also do, to prevent certain things, from happening to us. Again, I would just really hope that certain people understand certain situations before they put themselves into it, at the end of the day. So, but that video, that's just not it. That is not it. All of us in the men's WhatsApp group, we don't endorse that kind of thing at all. Just like what Sheyi Awolowo was saying back in the day during BB Nigeria, when he was talking about girls and, all that, you don't do that at all. Nobody should set out to even achieve or do that kind of thing. That's not what a man should be doing. But again, back to what broader conversation, there are other things to certain things, but again, we all just have to be careful.
So Ife, you would sum this up for us, because in your reaction now, on behalf of Cassandra, that's Casey Ventura, you've rejected the apology first. That apology is not an apology. That's what you're saying right now. So what's really, in your case, what would make it right now? What would really make it up to make that apology worth it? And in addition to that, I'd like you to speak to it also relating to what the current husband of Casey is saying right now. He had also released a statement on Instagram saying, "Letter to women and children," calling out men who perpetrate violence against women. Just a brief quote. He said, and he wrote here, just a brief one. He said, "Men who hit women and men who enable it and protect those people and men also." Ife, over to you.
So the first thing again that was on my mind was the case has now literally started all over again. Diddy should be arrested. I don't care what the LA County or the LA District Attorney is saying. He should just be picked up. The same level of what's it called? Not just enthusiasm, but the way Bill Cosby was picked up, Diddy should be picked up. That is all that is the first and foremost thing that is on my mind. He should be picked up. But again, it seems like he's in Bali or he's in one of those places that I don't know whether the US can extradite. I just looked at his video and looked at everyone around him, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on with him? Diddy should be arrested. He should be off the streets. We don't care if he went to rehab, if he's found God, if he's found forgiven. He should be picked up. As far as the husband is concerned, any right-thinking person, of course, will stand for their spouse. And he said and he did what is expected of him. He now has that opportunity to just help her heal, because that video resurfacing brings back a lot of, if nobody felt sorry for Casey before, they feel sorry for Cassandra now. They understand 10 years in a relationship with someone that literally stepped on you. He has the first hand, he has the front row seat in trying to help her heal. With 2 kids, he has front row seat in trying to help her heal, and he's taking those steps. He's speaking out. Like Irabor said, the conversation cannot even end. We need to pick it up again and begin to talk about it, both men and women, because men also experience it. But we need to continue talking about it, that if you lay a finger on anybody, it's wrong. It's dead wrong. And you should face the consequences when you are found out.
Okay, so let's move on now and come back home to address this. This is in relation to what people say and how they react after people who they claim to love are passed on, if they can redeem it. So it's bringing fresh the memory of Pope Junior Popes is been laid to rest already, but E-Money is the one standing up now, and singer Casey, they've pledged that they would stand up for the children left behind by Junior Pope. How do you see this playing out, Irabor?
These days it's very difficult finding friends that will stick by you even when you're not there. I'm not even talking about your demise now, just when you're not there and something's happening, and friends that will stick by you. Seeing or hearing such news is good. Having your, should I say, quote unquote brothers, brothers at arms that would stand in and say, the fact that you're dead or you're no more with us, we will take care of your family until they are grown. I mean, that's a good step up. I don't know if it's a PR thing or whatever it is, but if it is what it is, like genuinely, do that for your friends' children, I think you have a spot in heaven. I really feel so. That's you just incurring blessings from above, and you're doing it genuinely. I mean, that's a great thing for any human being to do. In fact, it's a great thing to do, even if the person is alive, or just helping people in general is a great thing to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm hopeful that it's not taken for granted as well, by the recipients. Humility has to really be the order of the day as well. Yeah, I mean, it's some I can beat my chest and say I don't have too many friends, but I always value gestures, gestures when they are done by strangers or people that I know. So that's a great thing to see and hear.
Yeah.
So let's sum this up before we just go on the other side. Let's look at it. Efeture, if you do this for us in about a minute, this is looking like the era we live in. It's very easy to protect copyrights and rights of works of artists this period, because we hear Mr. Easy saying it's far easy to do this right now. You think it is right and it's far easier now?
Yeah, so digital has made it much easier. That doesn't cancel legal rights, though. I think when I was just going through the story, I'm like, please also put your everything that you need to do in writing, whether it's your collaborations, what your business aspect of it, what percentage goes to where. Always put that down in writing, have a lawyer, make sure it's signed and sealed. But yes, digitally, there's more, the protection is tighter for the artist, which is very, very good. The Copyright Commission is also doing their work. So you can't even just say you want to play someone's music on certain platforms and say, okay, because it's a Nigerian artist, I will get away with it. So the protection is good. More needs to be done. Of course, it doesn't end there, like I said. And let's not forget to always have a legal backing to anything that you're doing. Please always remember to do those ones. So that's that one too is key. It's always important to have that done. But yes, he said it. And he said it in Accra, Ghana, doing a creative economy summit. So well done to him.
Irabor, please just bring us up to speed with Mr. Easy's business acumen. Sometimes I forget this man is an artist with the way he goes about his
You can
business.
say that again.
Talk to us
Because
about it
Oh,
briefly, Irabor.
oh yes, I'm sure that's what Tennis saw in him as well. The rich mingle with the rich. The rich minds mingle with the rich minds. I'm sure that he has decided to, look at things from a different angle. You're an artist, yes. What can that artistry and fame bring you, and what are you doing aside that? So it's a case of having a source, to fund another source or different sources. So when you see artists like Mr. Easy, even if they're not really popping on the charts, but they're still popping. You get my point.
I'm trying to get your point, but then you are Irabor.
he's popping,
Yeah.
whether he's singing or not.
I mean, he has several options. His wife is there, the family money is there. He has his own money, and he's still trying through other people that he's also setting up. So Baba is covered.
Until you raised this point, I didn't know the wife. I wasn't even thinking about the wife aspect. But then, since there are things you just when you talk about these things, you make us realize why didn't our mind go in that direction. But it's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. Expect your thoughts to come across onto the WhatsApp platform on 0809 444 0981 will be where we read the messages. And then, of course, we're expecting you can race down to YouTube, subscribe on youtube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos. We're smooth 98.1 FM. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're just coming back in a few seconds, so we're good to go.
Adi Kabasa.
I saw that ID Kabasa, man. I was like, ID Kabasa. Olamide is on another level right now. Just
was this added? Why didn't he? Well, it looks like I didn't see this before. He cried when Olamide left his label. Okay.
Oh, we're back.
Okay.
We're smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the Grapevine, and I've got Irabor Okosun still in house, and the yin yang team is just where you want them. The kind of topic this morning. Efeture is also with us.
Yes, so.
All right, let's pick up on the next one. When you look at the most times when you see the headmaster or the principal, you would never know they were once schoolboys or they did nothing, they did anything naughty back in the days. But it takes the honest one to tell you, look, I was once a schoolboy like you. But let's relate this to singer Daddy Shoki. It seemed really when he spoke about calling fire, bringing water to quench the fire back in the days, we didn't really read into the meanings. There was a lot. He needed water to quench that fire back in the days. But Shoki is here talking about how back in the days it was close shave with death. And it looks back right now, it will be more like singing R. Kelly's Prayer Saved Me, or I don't know, maybe Providence saved him, how he was part of a gang back in the days. But speak to us, Efeture, on how, this pop culture and how the celebrities, we see them, how they can influence society and the young ones coming.
So, again, Daddy Shoki was just being himself again back in the day that he's talking about. And he did say he was in a gang and they were probably terrorizing the area he lived in. Again, happy that he turned things around. He's definitely lucky. Probably some of the songs that we've heard, we might not have heard it because he would have been burnt alive by jungle justice in the name of. He would have been burnt alive. But all this one he said, I'm a living testimony. he was a terror. I'm glad he also said that. Do you understand how jungle justice really works? If you even step in and say, oh, please, protect this person, they will add you to the person that they want to burn. But himself and his friend, they narrowly escaped. And luckily, we have him here talking about those days. What he inevitably says is just that if you have those thoughts, if you have that impression, if you feel like I want to be among, I want to be recognized, and you decide that is a gang you want to join, just know that one day, they say 9 days for the thief, one day for the owner, you can be caught. And you will face the wrath of an angry mob that is not police. So it's good that you're sharing this story to, again, talk to people that are trying to go into a life of crime or trying to think that crime is the only way for them to be able to make it ahead. It's not. It's literally not. So.
All right, let's give credit where it's due, Irabor, before you come in. And it was sharing this beat with the podcast, the Honest Bunch. So that's where we must also give credit there, because this time and era, you must place it. Plagiarism is not allowed, even in academics back in the day. So we put it right out there. So Irabor, but let's look at it. A member of his gang, where he talked about 91A, was burnt alive. So you can see how close, how chilling it is to begin to recount that experience.
Yeah, I mean, when he was talking about it, it reminded me of the Alu 4 incident, back in the day.
That memory has never left my mind till date.
I still see that.
And you know, the Alu 4, they were innocent too.
And they were innocent, you understand? Like good justice and all that. The wrong people are always just getting that type of justice. But that was another thing for another day. Again, I know it's very difficult for somebody to come out and say, oh, you shouldn't do bad things, that's not the way. And there are certain situations of squalor that would mess up the mind, where that's the only gateway to success. Whenever we have these topics, I always like to look at the root cause of so many things. Like, okay, this thing is here, this thing is happening, what is the issue? Where is it stemming from? And if you really look at it, you're going to bring in the government, you're going to bring in a local government, you're going to bring in the family unit, it's so many things where you see a guy choosing to want to venture into that kind of lifestyle, then you see the repercussions at the end of the day. It will be a very traumatic experience witnessing your friend, being burnt alive. Like I know when I want to light matches to put on my gas cooker and it burns me, I'm just like, so like, Irabor, you shouldn't go to hell, or, just so many thoughts. But now the thing is, the thing about Daddy Shoki sharing this kind of thing, I hope that the people that follow him, the people who have loved his music, from the get-go, kind of get the lesson that he's trying to push. Sometimes people get angry when successful people or people who have been through so many things, start talking about, you shouldn't do this now. Be like, hey, but maybe you did it and you are here today. Not everybody's lucky. Not everybody's lucky.
All right, so we got messages waiting already, so we'll get a few messages out of the way and then get back into this next one, probably get a movie kind of talk. So let's see who's here for us this morning. ACN is here, and he says, from Puff Daddy to Puffy to PDD to Diddy to Brother Love to now P did it. What an evolution. And remember, his record label, Bad Boy, really, truly, that's what we see now. On a more serious note, the fact that he had the confidence to even abuse a woman like that in public, you can imagine that is what he would do in private. It needs to be thrown under the jail. That's what he says. So R. Kelly gets company eventually. But let's move on and see what Tayo has for us this morning. Tayo comes up and he says, what I find interesting in the form of legal point of view in Diddy assault video is that it's bad and can't be used by prosecution. Perhaps that's why it was released from Brother Love to Brother Ham. If this happened to Casey, I wonder what happened to Kim Porter of blessed memory. And yet he still romanticizes Kim's memory every time. So we never can tell, except only Kim can tell that. Furthermore, it is very disturbing that he should buy the video from the hotel. Only one wonders what sort of things that happen in such hotels because they can be complicit. People need to avoid those places before we hear stories that touch. Rest in peace, Gina Pope. A good gesture to continue the welfare and education of the deceased. I have business acumen and no legal steps who will mingle with me so that we can make Mark Azuka and Erin Moss money. Then he says, thank you for life. Otherwise, Shoki would have been turned crisp and wouldn't have met Diana, like he said back in the song. Let's see. Bukola comes up with a message. He says, the death of Biggie should be investigated. That's what he has to say in this regard. So, as like just like Tupac's, it says it should be investigated and let's know what really happened. What else? And then investigated and Kim Porter's death too. P. Diddy has a lot of skeletons in his closet and house. Also, what would make the apology worth it is that P. Diddy should give us the list of all his victims. That's Bukola's thoughts this morning. Ibukun from K2 comes up saying, Irabor is right. We have to treat the root cause of the domestic violence. The tragedy of ghetto life and the culture of gender violence was highly prevalent in the songs of Snoop, Digital Underground, etc. Victims of abuse should always speak out and not agree to civil settlements like Casey did it, so it doesn't degenerate from the issue. Ibuku from K2's thoughts this morning. And let's reach out to the other issues and we'll get back. I see Zerbia from Bagada's thought. We'll get back to your message shortly. Now, from Tiwa Savage's Water and Gary, we are likely to see yet another singer treat us to something.
Since I knew you were going to say that, Omas.
So,
okay.
Odogwu is going to produce a movie right now as we speak, and you know the Odogwu of them all, the African giant. Burna Boy is producing his first film, 3 Cold Dishes, and he would serve it for us. Irabor, did you see this coming?
Not like I saw it specifically for Burna Boy, but I mean, I'm seeing so many things coming from musicians and other people of high repute. Nollywood is, growing, and a lot of people are understanding what it is. They're seeing the business side to it, regardless of the fact whether Amazon is packing their bags or whatever. Like, Nollywood is thriving in different ways. So those who have the capital to fund movies of a certain caliber right now, because it's 2024, there's a certain quality of Nollywood movies that need to be out there, especially if you have your name behind it. So I look forward to this one. Is with Aesop Films. Aesop Films, they're not bad. I mean, they are solid. So I'm always going to root for new productions coming up from different angles. I want to see more content. So when I saw this, I know that yes, at least the funding shouldn't be an issue. So I don't think this would be a funding issue. I only feel that it would end up being a story and production issue if at all it doesn't turn out right. You get my point? Because if you're going to achieve films of a certain caliber, you need the funding. There's no way, no how that you say you want to do an Avengers and funding is an issue. It won't come out well. Sure, understand. If it's water and Gary now, it would be nice to have ice block and granite that is slightly boiled. If you drink the water and Gary like that without, it no go make sense. Do you understand? So that's what I'm saying. So they really need to pick the people that will be part of this. I have a question based on what Bukola said on WhatsApp. Like, really, really, she read my mind. There's some questions I have, but let's talk about Burna Boy for now, Sha.
So, Ife, let's get your 2 cents on this one.
Yeah, so I think Irabor has said it all. So he has people like Osasi, Godaro, Wale Ojo, Femi Jacobs, and a couple of people. I would have loved to know who the writer is, because again, some of these things can come from directors that have former AMVCA winners or award winners, but please, who is writing this script? And he's tackling sex trafficking, which a story that definitely needs to be told and retold. We spoke about domestic violence. That story needs to pick up again. So kudos to him for that. Like Irabor has said, money will not be their problem. Which platform it will go on will also not be a problem. You can go on YouTube. YouTube is making people rich now. So
one car.
can go anywhere. Do you understand? However, who is writing? The actors top notch. Who is writing? So that we know that a powerful script is coming out of it, and it will not turn to something that has too much salt instead of sugar.
So let's get into some baptism stories at this point in time. Unless a man be baptized and be born again, he might not find the heart of the woman he truly loves.
Really? Go on. I rest my case.
So unless a man really truly is born again, it might not really find the heart of the woman he truly wants. And I'm not referring to anybody we are in this conversation with right now, because I know he's got his eyes sight for some Tiwa and others. But We speak right now as our own copy. Do you copy that right now? She's a new creature. And
Yeah, so
are we likely to see her do the scritchy? Because mommy is intervening now that the kind of man she needs would be the man after God's heart. Irabor, are you likely a candidate?
Oh yeah, I'm a likely candidate for sure. I mean, I'm pursuing God every day. I
he's
mean, I'm a
number
child of
one.
God, living God. I'm the number one son of God. So, the thing is, I can't imagine the pressure. You know, when you have a younger one that has married before you, and just has a certain lifestyle that is set. Now, if you look at this dynamic, it's not as if Florence is broke or anything. She has money. She's okay. She's paying, but they say the rich also cry. There are certain things that certain people don't have at the end of the day. And for your mom to even pray for you publicly like that and put it out, that means it's really, really something that, she probably wants for her daughter, or the daughter actually wants. And I'm sure conversations have gone back and forth for it. But again, this life, you get as it be. Somebody like me now that is single, that is available, that has all the trappings for husband material, that is, booming
Preach.
quality and everything.
Sell your
Jonathan,
market.
and that girl is there like that, she defines husband. Like, why haven't we hooked up? Why haven't we linked up? How
You
can
can
we
still
meet?
slide
You
into a
understand?
DM.
Irabor,
Irabor is not it.
No,
put
DM.
your
Okay, how
handles.
many DM is she receiving per day? Leave DM. Direct contacts. Let me sell market. As
Okay.
in Jonathan, that day I can even wear a suit, self and shoe, because I'm always in
Oh,
Nika and Nika. She will not even have see the potential there.
Irabor. So
mhm.
Efeture, we often
Yes.
hear this most times it is said, God, give me God-fearing man. So is this the kind of
Okay.
what really it is all really all about in summary?
Is what it's all about true? I think my own surprise was how that conversation got online, but apparently it was copied that even put
I
it up.
mean,
That's number one. But yes, the prayer we all pray, all women, men, again, God just give me my bone of bone, my flesh of flesh, one that aligns with your will, of course, follows your scripture. That's every parent's prayer to their children. Do you understand? So Nana wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary, of course. And I'm reading the story now and say in her desperately searching for a man. I'm not sure if it is Copy desperately searching for a man, or why
Irabor,
did you
we need to
tell
get
me
Irabor out there. And who
she
knows?
probably could be. See, that's the thing, though. Everybody is out there doing Jackie Chan, doing this thing. In the
Oh
inner heart of
God.
men,
Okay. So
nobody
let's
want the whole pillow for night, oh.
She's still
if,
young.
so
Copy, you still
okay.
have a good life ahead of you. So please.
She's still young. Me,
So
where even be myself. I'm still young. See where I did now.
Gentlemen,
Irabor, do the right thing.
Irabor,
Slide into a DM.
Ife,
Yeah? Let's hear.
summary. This is the summary now. This is it. Stimmy sums it
Yeah.
up properly. Men are crazy, but I still want one. She still wants one in
Yes.
her bed. Women are
Yes.
crazy. I still want one in my bed.
Now,
Moving on.
really in her bed. Really? Why is it not in the man's bed?
I'm not Simi. Simi said so, but let's get
Oh,
messages
okay.
now.
Hey,
Xavier
bed
from
sharp at the
Bagada.
end of
Xavier from Bagada says, Daddy Shoki is a living testimony. Growing up in AJ will teach you a lot. I'm probably from AJ too. The Alu incident still disturbs me too. Right, I still suffer that. I didn't know why I saw that video, especially in someone who had two friends. Oh, two of them as friends. God continue to rest their souls. Happy belated birthday to Zibilistic. And then comes up that Zibi's birthday was yesterday. Irabo,
Yes, it was.
I am husband material. Me, Lori Hiro, fear Bini man. That's what
Ah,
Xavier had to say.
Don't worry. Let me not be blowing my trumpet here before end time will come.
Then I find Tayo here saying Wahala for who no like Burna Boy upcoming film. Perhaps me and Copy can work and share gelato. Irabo, please don't let Tiwa Savage hear you. And our final message, Irabo shouting, shout at Irabo shouting, shooting shot. Oh yeah, hit me up at Jello. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, Jello is here too.
Jello, you rapport 100 on Instagram. Send me message. Let us see. If you say that you be my Jello.
Okay, so let that be clear. Let there be clarity once again. Jello, are you listening? Put that out there, Irabo, once again.
Irabor 100. I can say it loud and clear because nobody owes me. Like the singlehood is.
After all, Copy doesn't owe you either, but you are in contention. Okay, now.
Oh, guys. Honestly, it's been so much fun having you guys. I want to say thank you to Irabo
Yeah.
for your time today.
Pleasure always.
And thank you especially to Efeture Doghudje for your time also. Have a
Yes,
great day.
so it was great being here. It was great.
And Jelo, once again, it's at Irabor 100 and any other
Yes, so
at Irabor 100.
any other person interested in Irabor 100, check it out. Is that Instagram or X? Which is
See
it?
Instagram.
wahala.
At Omas 2020 also on
Oh,
Twitter.
shit.
Don't die.
Oh, master the COVID.
Oh my God.